I'm gonna react to a lot of shorts. I believe that a lot of people spend their times watching more short than long videos nowadays. So as I watch these videos, I just be having thoughts pop in my head. I have opinions on a lot of things, and there's a lot of things that I've been learning lately, and I just wanna put it out there. So I'm gonna go through TikTok. I don't even know what I'm searching for, but let's just say some positive videos, right? Let's just type in positive videos, motivation. Yeah, let's do that because that's the niche I'm on. And I just go through videos and whatever I hear, and if I have something nice to say, I just say that. And let's just type on the first one and keep scrolling.
No matter what's going on in your life is not permanent. Everything is going to change. So there's two things you can do with change. You can react to it or you can participate in it. It's going to change anyway. So if you keep waiting around, you're going to have to react to the change. And now you behind. But if you participate in the change, if you know the job you have is not going to last forever. COVID proved that already. Where you go to work at every day, that's going to change. COVID proved that already. So what you got to start doing is you got to start anticipating that it's going to change and just start living your life with the preparation for change. No matter what's going on in your life is not permanent. Everything is going.
I mean, the key point to this video, you just gotta be, you just gotta adapt to change, and be ready for change. And I believe the purpose of life is to evolve, and evolution don't just happen in a constant place. You gotta change, you gotta adapt, you gotta upgrade every day. And that's why a lot of motivational speakers say you gotta be ready to change. You gotta become a new person every day. And for the people that's already on the path of self improvement, they understand this. I wake up today, I might change a little bit about myself, and I'm a new person already. It's not that hard to be a new person every day. You can let go of some trauma that you had. You can let go of some beliefs that don't serve you no more. You can let go of a lot of things, and you can learn new things. You became a new person. You're not supposed to have the same sense of humor your whole life. You're not supposed to talk the same way your whole life. You're not supposed to act the same way your whole life. You're supposed to evolve and get better. And if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, in life, you're supposed to grow, right? Spiritually. That's the purpose of life. The main purpose of life. Spiritually grow, right? You're supposed to come in this world as a baby, empty canvas, pure, right? Your goal is to learn while staying pure. And that's the hardest thing. A lot of people learn or go through things, and those things turn them into a negative being, which is kind of failing, you know? Your purpose is to go through hard things and come out positive. Go through positive thing and stay positive. That's it. And things keep happening. Sometimes you find yourself in a negative place. You find yourself in a place that's not favorable. But the whole test is, can you stay positive throughout this thing? Can you go through this and get out and still have the same sense of self you had while you was going through it? That's the purpose of life. And that's what growth is. That's where you prove to God where you rank amongst the people on earth. Because we're supposed to be here to show God like we are dedicated to become a better being so we can be in a better place in the sight of God. That's what I believe. And this video depict that in a way, but it's more physical, jobs and all that is physical. But the purpose of life is you don't do anything. Things happens to you or things unfold in front of you and you react to it. And if I say react to it, not just reacting, out of yourself, stay in your center, stay centered and process it and don't get stuck to it. Like a lot of people, when bad things happen to them, they hold it. You know, they resent that. They keep that in them, and then they think that the same scenario might happen again. I understand when somebody do you wrong, you're supposed to learn and move forward and not never forget, right? But some people hold it. You can meet a new person and you're gonna project that hurt that the previous person gave it to you, and you're gonna dwell in that feeling forever. But the reality is, when life was unfolding, this person betrayed you. You're supposed to be like, okay, learn from it and grow. The next person might not be the same as the other one. Yeah, you can see the patterns, but the whole thing is, did I grow? Did I let go? Did I become a new person? Am I staying positive? Am I being right? Am I being a better human? I believe that the purpose of life is just being, because you don't choose you don't choose to breathe. You just breathe. Your cells don't just move under your control. It just happens. Rain don't come under your command. It just happens. You don't grow because you choose to grow. It just happens. And I believe we just get stuck in that place in life where we want things or we don't want things. We just decide, I don't want this, I want this, and then we stress ourselves while everything just happened, while you just breathe, while you just grow. So I think everything was supposed to happen. All you're supposed to do is go in it and come out of it the same way you went in, and everything will unfold the way it's supposed to be. That's what I believe, because we can tell like a lot of great people, a lot of rich people, they don't put in as much physical hours as a regular person, but the type of work they put in is more spiritual than you can think of. You know, they can be in the office and say, "I'm drained, I'm tired." To you, it's like I would trade places with you. All you do is sit in the office. All you do is talk on the phone. All you do is, you know, what I'm saying, simple thing. I can do that and make millions, but it's more subtle than that. It's harder than that. You dwell in energy. You're not just a physical being at that point. You operate with your spiritual side, so you're working spiritually in a way, but it's hard to explain. That's what it is. Moving on.
Keep going, bro. Keep going, bro, because in the words of John Lennon, in the end, it's going to be all right. If it ain't all right, it ain't the end. Keep going, bro.
Yeah. And one more thing. Why do you think people keep saying keep going? Where are you going? You know, sometimes you gotta dissect the words that people say, like especially these great people, motivational speakers. They say don't never stop, keep going, try harder, stay positive, always keep going, keep pushing. What are you pushing to? Where are you going? You know, all the battle we face in this life is more mental. And mental is spiritual because you don't see it. You can visualize images. That's spiritual. So if life is more spiritual, why do we focus on the physical more? And if people saying keep going, you can be in the same place right now, and somebody telling you don't give up. Your mood is off. Don't give up. Why is your mood off? Why are they telling you don't give up? What are you going to get? What are you fighting for? People don't ask those questions, and I believe those are the most important questions you can ask yourself. Why? Why should I keep going if I'm just home all day? Why should I keep going if I'm depressed? What am I doing if I don't have a job? Like, and somebody telling me don't quit, just keep going. I can't make sense of it. I don't have a job. I don't have nothing that I'm doing every day. But this person tell me don't quit, don't give up, keep going. What am I doing? What am I working towards? What am I really trying to get to achieve? If you ask yourself that question, I believe the answer will surprise you, and you will learn a lot about yourself, and you will find a path that's different than the physical path of getting jobs and getting cars and houses and all that. I think that's the path to greatness. Asking yourself, what am I fighting for? You know, why am I pushing myself? That's it. Moving on.
You always have a choice to make. My thing is, I don't have time to be angry. You know how much time it takes to hold an attitude and a grudge? That's time and energy. I don't have that time. The time that it takes you to go, I don't like that person, and keep that in you over a period of time, that's a lot of time that can be devoted to something positive. I choose positive because overall, positive will always be negative.
Well, you know, Nelson Mandela said about that. He said, holding a grudge is like drinking poison and hoping it kills the other person.
That's true, and I can relate to that because that been the story of my life. Like, you know, holding on to negative things will shut you down in a way that you can never imagine. It would get you out of the fold of being a human. You know, we all know spiritually as a human, the reason you enjoy things, the reason you are creative is because you have certain energy centers in you that need to be open for you to enjoy life, for you to experience life, right? To the point that you are enlightened, right? So if you hold on to grudges, all the joy, all the beauty of life will just fade away to you, and you will see life in a darker way, in a negative way, because there's no passion, there's nothing driving you, there's no energy that stimulates you, that get you high, make you feel good about doing things, and I. I experienced that without even knowing what it was until I'm on the other side now. I can look back and learn a lot. Sometimes the darkness is the best thing that can happen to you. When you're in the darkness, You don't make sense of things. You don't understand things. You just think everything is against you. But once you light yourself up, you in a different place. You more in the light. Now you look back. You have endless wisdom you can always fall back to. That's what they say. When you learn the skills of survival, right? The survival skills, it's time to live life now. Because there's nothing that can stop you. You have endless memories. You have endless things that you can go back and learn. Even though you haven't experienced something yet, the fact that you've been in the negative, in the darkness, you can always go back and learn from those things. What was the lessons that I was supposed to learn from this and I didn't learn? You're always moving. I believe the people that cruise through life are the people that been through the most negative time, that been through the most hurt, and those are the people that have the better understanding of life because they've been on the negative. They've been on the negative side, the dark side. So don't give up in life. Life is not about acquiring everything. Life is about evolving, elevating, and finding yourself. And if I say finding yourself, it's finding that being inside of you that's looking at everything, that's experiencing everything, not your ego, not the part of you that you made up. I like a car. I like a Lambo. I like all these things. That's a thought that you focused on. But when you get to the point where you understand that that's not me, I'm just a being that's out here to grow by experiencing things, by observing, by absorbing God's creativity and not let it hinder me. Because we, as a nature of humans, we tend to look at negative things as happening to us. In reality, we doing it to ourselves, right? The same. Let's say you can go outside right now and it's raining. It's just a rain, but the fact that you have your hair done, the fact that you have expensive clothes on, and you sad, oh my shoes is about to be wet. Like now you turn it into that, but in reality, it's just a rain. It's life is more simple than we think it is. All we have to do is be okay with everything because we don't choose. We don't have a choice for the rain. We don't have nothing to do. We just experience it. Oh, it's raining today. It's just like a sunny day. I can't control the sun, so it's the same thing. I can't do anything, so I just react to it differently. I just accept it for what it is, and maybe I'll learn something. But the fact that I'm closed up to it, oh my God, the rain. It's like I'm blinding myself to all the lessons I could learn by just being and not even caring. Just like, okay, this is life. Today is raining. Yesterday was sunny. It's just a different weather today. I just gotta find a way to enjoy it. I just gotta find a way to just be. And then I'll learn a lot of things. I'll be at peace with myself. I'll probably feel a new feeling that I didn't feel before. That's just certain things that I've been learning lately. Just gotta accept life for what it is. And I can control life. I'm just in life. So the fact that I'm just here, I gotta take whatever come to me as okay, it's raining. I don't know why it's raining. God decided it's raining, and I can't do anything about it. I'm just gonna do whatever I was supposed to do without even letting the rain affect me. Something like that. So moving on.
I think as human beings, everybody has a natural gift and a natural passion, but then you go outside and you get influenced and you feel pressure from what's going on outside. And so, I read one time, like, would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world, or at peace with yourself and at war with the world?
True. This is one of the deepest things you can hear. And as the person that believes life is lived internally, you will never choose to be at war with yourself and at peace with the world. And that's why society is pushing us to do. It pushes us to be liked by everyone and hated by ourselves. We hate ourselves. We hate our being. Of course, that's because of ignorance. That's because we are ignorant to the fact of life. And we thinking the fact that you can get all these things society promises us, right? The cars, all these things, which is a manifestation of somebody's idea. And the ideas are cheap to me because anybody can think and create something. But the fact that you can think and create something, where that thought come from, The ability for you to even think is because of the being that you are inside. If that being is not at peace, if that being is not being fed with what's necessary for it to think at a higher frequency, how can you even think? And imagine we selling our souls for somebody's thoughts that's manifested. Somebody sat down and draw a sketch of the Lambo, draw a sketch of the house, and designed it and made it happen. It came from the thought, and we sold our souls for that. Why you have the ability for that? All you have to do is become a greater being that can think at that level and to make it happen. Have enough drive to make it happen. Have enough hunger to make it happen, which is just desire. But we don't have to create anything. We just gotta be. But of course, there's benefits because it makes life easier, it makes life beautiful, it makes life cooler. It shows how God made us great because we can do things with natural things, with metal, with iron, plastic. We can put it together and make something beautiful. But we sell our souls for that cheap, for materials that's put together. Simple as that. But what about the being that's running everything? The control center, which is you. Mind you, the control center have to want something. And you put your mind and your soul, everything to work. Oh, I want to create a car named Lambo. How can I do that? And you sit while the real you is observing. Because the mind is a servant to the real you. Now the mind is at work. Give you the first design. Nah, I don't like this. And the mind keep working until you get what the real you like. And then you go put it to work. Use your body to go put it to work. Make connections. Go find parts. Put it together. And then we sell our souls for that. It don't make you better. It don't make you worse. You can still live life. As long as you understand, you can elevate spiritually. You can feel happy no matter what. You control that in there. And the only way you can feel all those great feelings without even attaching it to something exterior, something that's manifested by a human mind, is by you getting closer to God. Just look at life. There's no way you can escape this earth. People try to go on Mars and all these things. We're here in this earth. And there's guides. Why would God give us guides? It's because that's the way out. There's Quran. There's the Bible. God didn't have to do that. If the purpose of life is to come here and be creative and do all these things, to have nice things, luxury, He would just let us do anything. As long as you're doing something, as long as you're creating, as long as you're enjoying yourself, you're being successful financially, like since that's what everybody chase, we wouldn't have all these sins. Don't dress like this. Don't do that. Don't do that. It means that all these things is a spotlight and guiding light to a more spiritual life. It means that God don't care about the physical part like that. He wants us to be more spiritual. That's the reason He wants you to pray. That's the reason He wants you to protect yourself from the demons, from the devil. That's the reason He wants you to have positive thoughts. That's the reason He wants you to safeguard yourself, safeguard your soul. He didn't have to tell us that, but He did. It means that you just got to be a greater being. If you dissect everything in the scriptures, it's more so becoming a saint, right? Don't fornicate. Don't hurt people. Don't kill people. And let's assume you don't do that. What type of being are you going to be? What type of energy are you going to radiate? And it's more spiritual if you think about it. But we abandon that. Yeah, I understand God is important, but I got to feed my family. I got to buy a Lambo. I got to do this. I got to do that. That's the thoughts. Like, that's what we say to ourselves. But in reality, everybody is fed. Like, even the homeless people eat. Yeah, they might not eat the nicest food, but they eat. Everybody is good. Everybody is well taken care of. Like, unless, all those things I fear. Like, as long as you have a vibrant soul in you, the only time that soul get vibrant is because you're doing what God wants. You ascending to God. You always good. You always feel good. Nothing harms you. We all know the story of Job. Because they understand the inner part of life, the spiritual part of life. And they also say this world is It's a battlefield between good and evil. And people don't see that. Yeah, even though it manifests in the physical realm, people don't see the real battle. It's with yourself. You know, you decide to be positive today. And you go outside and you interact with somebody and they look at you in a way, you see all that negative thinking starting to creep in. Why is he looking at me like that? I'm trying to be positive to him. Does he think I'm weak or something? Like, man, I'm tired of this. Like, you see those start creeping in. That's the battle right there between good and evil. What are you going to choose? The effort matters. See, it's effortless to be negative. Fuck this shit. I'm out. But it's cool, man. I'm strong enough. I can take this because I know what I'm on. I know what I'm gaining out of this. I'll radiate a little bit more potent light right after I interact with this person. And then he threw all these negative things on me and I handle it the right way. I'll feel good about myself. I'm getting closer to God. I passed that test. I'm a greater being now. Imagine you do that 10 years. And one more thing that I always wanted to talk about. Look at this society. Let's assume the gangsters, right? Everybody say those are the manly and the masculine man, right? Let's assume that's the real masculine man. Nobody plays with them. They look rough. They don't play, you know. They're respected not because they demand it. It's because they can't take anything less. They will harm you for it. Whatever they need to do to get that respect, they will do it, even being negative. But when they change their ways, what type of man they become? A good Christian, a good Muslim. They don't hurt people no more. And people tend to disrespect them more when they choose to become more positive. It's because you must go through that to become a greater being, a real masculine man. It's not about hurting people and being tough, boasting. You know, think about it like that. We all seen these people that used to be harsh, criminals. When they change their ways, they become softer. So are you telling me they're elevated or they became weak? Which one is it? For a person that used to be looked at as like a powerful person, a strong person that can harm you, even if you look at him wrong, he can hurt you. And then he changed his way in the name of becoming a better man because he had an encounter with God or he felt guided, his heart changed to lean towards God. And then he's a family man. He dressed differently. Did he become better or did he become weaker as a man? And nobody's going to say he became weaker. He became a real man. He grew. So being a real man is everything society is making you look bad. It's making you look bad. As a man, when somebody disrespects you and you don't hurt them right then and there, everybody think you're a pussy. But in reality, the realest man don't waste their time because they understand I'm high in the spiritual world. I'm climbing. For me to respond to that, I have to feel affected. Since I don't operate at the same realm as you, I have to come down and get off all my progress that I've been making to become a better man, to come here and bark with you like a dog, like I came to your level. So you got to respect the man that are family oriented. Those are the realest men because they have to fight themselves and also deal with the problem that they're facing. You're looking at them as weak. They also have the ability to hurt, to do all that. They choose not to do it. For what? Ask yourself, why? Like the example I just gave. This person used to be a hardcore gangster, killer, all that. He changed his way and he became a better man, a more masculine man. But society make him look soft because he don't hurt no more. He don't look scary no more. He don't look dark no more. That means he's soft. People pick on him. But nobody pick on the person that will kill, that will crash out right then and there, that can't control his emotions. But the person that became an elevated being, that's closer to God, that's more nicer because he's doing his duty that God gave him. Be nice to your neighbor. He can be rough, but I'd rather listen to God's instruction than to respond to your negativity, even though I could hurt you. I want because I'm living life. But look at all these things that's attracting us. the hardcore gangster music, the negativity, the wholeness, all these things that's just, that these platforms provide for us, the type of music. It pushes us to become the type of man that's glorified, which is the low down loser man, as compared to the man that's family oriented, that do right. And they look at them as weak. So none of the young kid want to be the good man, the real man, that handles stuff, that know there's a war inside of him. When he tell himself, I want to be positive today. And all odds is pushing him to become negative. So he always have to be aware of himself to stay positive. While his own people is picking on him to forcefully bring him back to the negativity. And he don't. That's a war. That's a warrior. That's a soldier. Every second I'm sitting, I have to be conscious of myself to understand that I chose to be on the path of being great, being positive. And everything I encounter is pushing me to be negative. And it's easy to be negative. And I'm choosing to do the hard thing. And society called me I'm weak. And all these younger generations, they want to be tough. Not understanding real toughness is becoming the man that's aware of himself every second and make the decision every second of his waking life. As a man, your life is a war. It's not a war like ripping people off for money, selling people stuff they don't want, having the Lambos and all these things. Yeah, if you happen to have it, great. But the real man and the real war that a man go through every day, it's a war with himself, where he's always constantly aware of himself. Every decision, every thought, he's fighting himself to be positive, pushing against the grain to be positive. For me, the lash out is simple. I just gotta respond to whatever emotion I feel right then and there. And emotions rise up every second. Emotions come up every day. You interact with somebody, they give you a different emotion that you used to. It makes you react. And if you react to everything, you're gonna crash out. You're gonna fall to your death. You're gonna die early, because emotions is subject to change every second, every time. Every time you interact with people, every environment you go to, there's different emotion, there's different vibes. But staying in your own vibe that you have in you is one of the hardest things, because everybody's trying to draw you. Too many advertisements. Everybody's trying to draw you to their website. Everybody's trying to draw you to their mentality. Everybody's trying to draw you to their business side. Everybody's trying to draw you to everything they do. Girl with fat ass is trying to draw your attention. Companies is trying to draw your attention. Where are you going to give your attention to? Yourself or them? And if you give it to yourself, you win. That's what you call a man. Let's do one more. My laptop is about to die.
I'm obsessed with finding myself now and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself and my family, but really myself. And realizing that is enough. Giving your best is enough. And sometimes we lose track of that. So for anybody out there, you're enough.
What does it mean to find yourself? Like I just said it previously right now. The purpose of this life is to find yourself and merge with your real self. And if I say your real self, it's the one to observe, the one that sees through your eyes. Not the thoughts, not the emotion that rise up. Beyond it. And if you listen to Michael Singer as a man, as a human, your life will change. Every emotion you feel is triggered by something that you can't handle. And once you learn how to handle them, you won't have any negative emotion rising up that change your mood. You won't have anything in you that will change you, that will shift you, that will grab your attention forcefully. And now you decide where you want your attention to go. So it's as simple as being able to handle every event that happened. I listened to him lately. I've been listening to him for the last 2 weeks nonstop.